Hey y'all. Okay, we're going to do a very easy one pan dinner tonight with some roasted chicken and potatoes. Well, I say one pan dinner. I may make a side veggie, but you can also put your veggie in here too. But anyway, so let me show you what we're going to do. This is going to be very simple. I have some potatoes here. These are just some russet potatoes that I had and I needed to use them, and I just sliced them up. You know, my grandmother used to slice her potatoes like this all the time. I don't slice them that way very much, but I did tonight. So we're going to toss those in the bottom of our casserole dish. And then I have about half of a large onion here. We're going to toss that in. Let's kind of break that onion up just a little bit. And first thing we're going to do is get these seasoned up before we get our hands in that chicken, okay? So we're going to start, let's do some pepper. You gotta have pepper on these potatoes, right? All right, a little bit of salt. I don't want to do too much because, of course, you know we're going to use salty seasonings, of course. All right, a little bit of my Creole, y'all know that. Just a tad, not too much. All right, some garlic powder. And this is just a small sprinkle of each, y'all. Onion powder. Little bit of smoked paprika. Okay, and then the main season that I want to put on these, let me get y'all up here, is this Italian, a pack of this Italian season. You know, I love to put this on like my roasted vegetables. So I think it will be really good on these potatoes. So we're going to put some in. Now this is one of those recipes, y'all, that you can use any kind of seasoning that you want to use. The only thing is, I want to tell you, all right, we sprinkled on just a little bit of that, probably not even half the pack, y'all. The only thing is, and now I'm just drizzling some oil over it so I can kind of toss these around. The only thing I want to tell y'all is be mindful, like whenever you season your chicken and all of that, when you're making a dish like this, if it's a salty season, these potatoes are going to soak up a lot of that sodium, okay? Take it from me, I learned the hard way, so you have to be careful with certain seasonings whenever you're cooking something together like this with your meat and your potatoes, because the potatoes is going to take a lot of that sodium whenever you have it all cooked in here together, okay? Let me wash my hand off and we're going to get to our chicken. All right, y'all, we just have our potatoes and our onions seasoned up. You see how easy that was? We're going to move that over there. And now we have some bone-in chicken thighs, and I took the skin off. Now you can leave the skin on if you want to. I just choose to take it off unless I'm frying it. I don't really like the skin unless it's going to be fried. So I decided to take it off, but you can leave it on. And I'm just putting on a little bit of pepper. We're basically going to use a lot of the same seasonings, onion powder, and then we're going to add a little bit of extra seasoning on our chicken. Garlic powder, smoked paprika, a little bit more of that on here, a little bit of our Creole, okay, and then a little bit of our Italian. We're not going to do too much of this on here, but we're going to go ahead and go with a little bit of it, okay? And then I wanted to use a different seasoning tonight. This is my first time ever using this. I just got this today in my Walmart order, but this is the Mrs. Dash chicken grilling blend, okay? And it is salt-free. I wanted to have a salt-free seasoning because of what I just told you a second ago about our potatoes soaking up so much of that seasoning, okay? So we don't have to worry about that with using this seasoning, okay? And then anytime I do chicken, I like to do a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm gonna squeeze about half a lemon over this, just half. And now you can use just your refrigerator lemon if you want. And now I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil over this, and we're gonna toss this around really good, y'all. This is just one of those little concoctions that I have thought up of, and we will see how it goes. That's why I say you can make this and use any kind of your favorite seasoning that you may have. just be mindful of the salt, because with your potatoes, that's the only thing you got to worry about. Now we're just going to toss this around, get that chicken good and seasoned up with all those good seasonings. We're not even going, y'all know I love to sear all my meat. We're not even doing that tonight, y'all. We're going to pop this straight in the casserole dish and pop it in the oven. Let's see, hang on a minute. Let me go ahead, I'm just gonna lay these in here, and then I'll take these gloves off and move this dish over here where y'all can see, okay? That way I don't have to turn you off again. I'm just gonna kind of poke that, this little bitty one here. Okay. That's why I like to do the gloves like that, because then my hands are good to go for right now. Of course, I'll wash them after I get all this put together. I'm gonna take just a little bit more of this, chicken, and just sprinkle some of it over top. And of course, some of this will get on our potatoes, and I think that'll be fine. I think it will be good. Okay, I have a stick of butter here, and we are going to put some of that on here. We're just going to slice it up. Y'all, I have my oven on 375. Let's see. We're just going to, I guess I could have went on ahead and had this cut up. But this will just help give it some liquid, gives it some flavor, of course. You can do however much or little you want. You know I love butter, so you can't ever really do too much for my preference. Just kind of poke it down in there like that. Okay, wipe my hand off. Now I have a little bit of chicken broth over here that I made up. I have about a cup here. I like to try to pour it around the edge so we don't wash the seasoning off of our stuff. Let's see here. How much do we have in there? Because we're going to have liquid that's going to cook out, of course. Let's just go ahead and put the whole cup in there. Let's just do that, and that way it's easy for y'all to remember. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. I'll just, I'll keep a check on it and make sure it's not getting too dry. But all that butter's going to melt, and that's about half a cup itself. So anyway, y'all, here it is. I'm just going to pop this in the oven on 375, uncovered. That way our chicken can get good and roasted on top. And I'm not sure how long we're going to cook it, but anyway, I'll come back. I'm gonna get all this cleaned up, and I'll come back and we'll see where we're at. Hey y'all, okay, let's look at our chicken and potato little dish here, y'all. It is looking and smelling so good. Look at this. Does that not look so good? Okay. So I'm going to tell you another step that I'm going to do. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just my preference. But I like to go ahead, get the chicken pieces out. Well, first thing I want to do, let me back up a little bit. I like to take a spoon, get those liquids, and just kind of drizzle some over the top of the chicken. As you can see here, our liquid, it worked out perfect. We have just enough liquid in here. It cooked everything really well. Remember, we did 1 cup of chicken broth. We did almost a whole stick of butter, which is about half a cup. And we drizzled everything with a little bit of olive oil, and it has worked out perfectly. Which, of course, those onions and everything cooks out a little bit of liquid also. But what I like to do, and I'll tell y'all here in just a second. Let me get these out, and I'll tell y'all how long I cooked this. So I did 375. Let me get that off without getting all that out. I did 375 for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Now, you may not even have to cook it that long, y'all, but I like to make sure my chicken is done. I would rather have it overdone than not done. So that's what I chose to do. You might could do a shorter time, and if you want to, that is perfectly fine. I just like to make sure it's good and done. Okay? So now what I'm going, and these potatoes are done, y'all, but what I like to do, I have my oven set on broil, after I get that chicken out, and I do this with just about any roasted chicken and potato recipe that I do, because I do several of them. I am going to pop these potatoes back in the oven on broil and just let the top get a little bit crispy, and then we will put our chicken back on there. But look at our chicken, y'all. Does that not look good? Looks so good, and it smells delicious. I think our little flavor combo that we did, our seasoning combo, is going to be great. Anyway, I'm going to pop these back in the oven, these potatoes on broil, for probably about 5 minutes, 5, 6, 7 minutes. I don't know how long, but I will let y'all know whenever I come back. Hey y'all, okay, I got the potatoes back out of the oven. I popped them in there for about 5 minutes, y'all. That's about all you have to do just to give them a little bit of crisp on the top. Look at those, y'all. I think you could just eat these potatoes as a meal alone. They look so, so good. So now what we are going to do, let me get you up here closer. We're just going to take our chicken. Now, at this point, if you want to serve this up on a big, nice platter, you can. I'm just going to put it all back down here in this little casserole dish. But you can certainly plate this up really pretty. This is one of those dishes that you can plate it really pretty in a big platter. But I'm just going to put it back in here with our chicken. And I'm going to do a little taste test with this little piece of chicken here. Let me get my plate over here, y'all. This little bitty thigh that we had in there, because I'm not ready to eat just yet. If y'all notice over here, I'm getting these little pieces off of this plate here. Over here on this, sitting over here, I bought some Brussels sprouts. And that's what I wanted to cook with this, but as this was in the oven, I was going to come back on and make the Brussels sprouts with y'all, but I got busy and I was doing laundry and everything else. So, y'all know, a lot of times whenever I cook, I'm not ready to eat right then. Y'all may be like that. If you know, like sometimes you're just busy and you're cooking and you're tasting and you're doing this, and by the time you get it done, you just don't feel like eating right then, but then you want to eat later. That's how I do a lot of times. So I'm going to do a taste test with this little piece of chicken here, and I'm going to put some potatoes on here. And then I think here in a minute, I'm going to make those Brussels sprouts to have with my actual dinner tonight. And so if I do, I will do a quick little video of the Brussels sprouts whenever I have it with my chicken and potatoes. Okay, so anyway, I always eat everything that I cook. You know, a lot of times people ask, do you eat what you cook? Yes, absolutely. Too much all the time. I mean, that's why I could be skinnier if I was not cooking all the time, you know. But a lot of times I need to get it done because Braden's hungry, or you know, whatever, and he's ready to eat, and I am a late eater. You know, I have told y'all that. So, y'all just come back and look for it. I think I've never made any Brussels sprouts for y'all, but I picked these up at the grocery earlier, so I think I'm gonna make those in a minute. But let me get me out some of these potatoes. Get me a spoon and a fork. And we're going to try this. Y'all, this looks so good. This chicken smells amazing. I think this is going to be really, really good. This little seasoning combo that I just threw together, I think it's going to be great. There's nothing better than good flavored seasoned potatoes, right? So let's see. Let me set this down here because this is still kind of hot. Ooh, move that over a little bit. Maybe move y'all back a little bit. So I can try to kind of pull this chicken apart. Now remember, if you're doing like chicken breast or something like that, you probably do not have to cook this as long. Okay? Chicken thighs, especially with a bone in, are going to take longer every single time. Okay? Let me get me a napkin. Alright. Y'all, it's been a crazy day. I've got so much going on. I'm trying to do my laundry and cooking and everything else. Let's try this chicken though. Oh, that is good. Very good. The only thing I will say and tell y'all, it could use a little bit more salt. Remember, I was hesitant about the salt because of the seasonings that we were adding, but it could use just a little bit. So I think what I will do is just sprinkle a little bit of salt over all of those thighs on the dish there. I think that's what I will do. It could use just a little bit more. Y'all know I'm always honest with you. And we didn't add any salt because we had all those other seasons, but I think it could use just a little bit. Let me try the potato. Now the potato is seasoned up just right. And that's why I tell y'all, it soaks up that seasoning. The potatoes will every single time. But the chicken, however, could use a little bit more salt. You know, them potatoes are something else. I hear a little bell coming in here. Y'all look. Here she comes. What are you doing, Belle? What are you doing? Y'all see her. What you doing? What you doing over there? What are you doing? You wanting a bite? You want to buy a chicken? You want to buy a chicken? Mama give you a bite? Mama give you a bite. Let's see, y'all. Let's give her a little bite real quick. Come here. No, she went to get her a drink of water. She must be thirsty. Anyway, y'all. The chicken is great. The flavor is great. Like I said, it could use a little bit more salt. So, keep that in mind whenever you make it. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to eat this little bit that I have on my plate here. And then I'm going to come back later, I think, and I'm going to do the Brussels sprout recipe. So, y'all look for that, and then that's whenever I'll have my dinner. Where's little Belle at? Y'all see her? Where'd she go? Oh, she's laid over here by the door. Y'all can't see her. She's hid behind the stove. But anyway, this is delicious. The flavor is delicious. This is a perfect, easy, very easy meal. I'm very pleased with it. The flavors were amazing. So, anyway, I'm yakking long enough. I'll come back. We'll do the Brussels sprouts, and I will plate all this up together, but I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.